we spoke about your parents coming. And then boom, bafikile. Since what Patie limela, waphuma kum. Now you also gonna have to deal with my family.
Which family?
My family is coming now.
Who's your family?
Uzawubona xa befikile.
I will just get Mantombi arrested.
Yabona ke ngoku.
Uh-oh.
Who are you? I understand by yintoni le ndingaka oyinyamezeleyo phaa kulaa mtshato because awukho.
Yo guys, kuningi that is happening on Nandi and the Rev. I really feel sorry for the Rev. The disrespect and the emotional abuse is just on another level. I wish for him to choose himself because Nandi doesn't rate him at all. Salebo Nani, hello beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel where I give you updates and reviews of reality TV shows. This is our update and review of Nandi and the Rev episode 9 highlights. So please watch until the end of this video because as usual I've got a lot to unpack. Let's dive into it. So on the episode we saw Nandi and their daughter Liisa at the salon, and she asked her what went on during her therapy session. Liisa apprised her mom that it was actually good. She enjoyed it, though she cried, but she felt relieved afterwards. She went on to say the weight was lifted off her shoulders, and she also realized that she lacks setting boundaries with people. She tends to let people do whatever they want to do. So the therapist advised her to set boundaries, and she want to start working on that, starting from setting boundaries at home, e.g. the responsibilities and the siblings. In her diary session, Nandi added that Miss Boundaries is then going to have to start paying her own bills because she also have boundaries. There are things she wouldn't like to do as a mom. So firstly, guys, I just loved how Liisa had an honest conversation with her mom that she's going to set boundaries at home as advised by the therapist. I personally think it's so wrong of Unending to place excessive and prolonged parental responsibility on Liisa because parentification can have long-lasting negative psychological and emotional consequences on her. Nandi should give Liisa some age-appropriate course and occasional babysitting, as this can teach responsibility. Liisa shouldn't take on duties that are developmentally inappropriate and other responsibility of the parents. I just feel like Liisa is missing out on typical childhood and adolescent activities and also personal development because she's too busy taking care of her siblings. So it's literally best for her to set boundaries, as these boundaries will help restore the appropriate parent-child hierarchy and allow her to focus on her own age-appropriate needs. And also by setting boundaries, she can begin to explore her own desires, values, and emotions, which will help her develop an independent sense of identity outside of her caregiver role. Moving on with the highlights of the show, we saw Reverend playing with the kids whilst cooking. At the same time, we saw Nandi doed up heading out. Reverend and the boys followed after her, asking her where she was heading to, and she ignored. In his diary session, Reverend added that as much as he leave Nandi to do as she pleases, she's still a mother and a wife, and she has a responsibility to tell him of her plans. And him chasing after her, it's because he was worried about his safety. Meanwhile, we got to see Nandi meeting up with her friends, and in their conversation they talked about tattoos. Nandi apprised her friends that she got a tattoo that she wanna cover because she recklessly tattooed a boyfriend's name, and Pila is the name of the guy she moved on with. And one of the reasons she got a tattoo was because she knew Reverend was going to try to worm his way back, and this foyer was like the doors are closed. Oops, guys, at this point I'm just asking myself, Okoti, why did a war Reverend decide to marry a slave queen? Reverend and Nandi, they are from two different worlds. Nandi ain't a good wife nor a good mother. She's toxic and inconsiderate, and my heart bleeds for the kids. Reverend's marriage with Nandi is heading nowhere. Nandi doesn't have respect for him. It's like she checked out of the relationship way back. Right now, she's busy destroying Yena Urev. She's weakening his commitment to God, and she have been nothing but his downfall. Reverend should choose himself and leave this marriage. There is nothing he's holding on to. I just feel like he would do better without Nandi. The disrespect is just loud. And yeah, going out without informing him, that's highest level of disrespect. The way Nandi makes unilateral decisions, it shows that she undermines Rev. Nandi has a sense of entitlement. She is controlling and she disregards Rev's feelings. Still on the highlights of the show, we got to see Nandi and Rev having a conversation whilst doing a yoga session. And as usual, the conversation didn't end well, guys. So apparently, Unandi have been assuming Okoti there is something between Urev and the PB. So she pointed it out to him, and Reverend explained to her that there is nothing between him and the lady. And also, she is not his ex, and he will never have one. He went on to say, here saying it consistently annoys the hell out of him because this is someone who opened up her home for him to stay when he had nowhere to go. Yena Nandi, she had chased him away, and her father wielded a knife at him, and the PB helped him with a place to stay when he was in need. Reverend went ahead to say to Nandi that every woman you talk to, Yena Nandi think he will be up to no good with them. This didn't sit well with Unandi, and her temper flared as she went on to tell Rev that he is crazy. And Reverend responded that does she hear him wake up every morning reminding her about the tattoo she have? It kills him, but he doesn't say it. The conversation escalated into swearing at each other, and Nandi stood up angrily and walked away. Okay, so guys, on the previous episode, Liisa advised your dad that it's best if he just goes separate ways with your mom. I personally think that was solid advice. Reverend should walk away from this marriage. Yena and Nandi, they are creating a toxic environment, and it ain't healthy for their kids to grow up in such an environment. Growing up in a toxic environment will affect the kids mentally due to repeated emotional trauma and stress. At this point, I just feel like both Nandi and Rev are toxic. I'm just worried about their children's mental health. Nandi and Rev should just call it quits. Let's talk about Nandi's infidelity. So during a separation from Rev, she tattooed her then boyfriend's name. I feel like that was literally a horrible act. What Nandi did wasn't morally ethical. It was unwise. She made a decision out of spite, not commitment. And now she wants to cover up the tattoo because obviously the boyfriend is no longer in the picture. That's why she accepted Rev back after chasing him the first time he came back. She uttered Ukuti the tattoo was to show Rev that the doors are closed. Right now, I'm just asking myself that what happened to the closed doors? Who opened them for Rev and went on to get pregnant for him? It's just insane how Unandi disrespect and does things to yet Rev, but she continue having children with him. Lastly, on the third segment of the show, we saw Nandi's parents arriving at Nandi and Rev's place. They warmly welcomed them, but Rev wasn't happy. He went on to ask Nandi why she didn't tell him that her parents were coming. In her diary session, Nandi added that since when must she tell Zole which day and what time her parents will visit? Reverend told Unandi Okuti since her dad hit his children and wielded a knife at him, he wrote him off. Zola went further to tell Nandi that he's tired of being the bigger person. So Yena Nandi, she's also going to have to deal with his family. They are coming too. Yeah, guys, could be tense, could tricky, wow. So firstly, I think that was so wrong of Unandi to invite her parents without informing her husband. And to make matters worse, her father and Rev have a poor relationship. And Nandi's action disregarded Rev's feelings and showed a lack of respect for him as a partner. I believe that a married couple forms their own family unity. So inviting guests particularly ones who are a source of stress into the shared home without joint approval, is a breach of mutual respect. Decisions that impact the marital home, such as hosting guests, should be made together. Then Rev retaliating Nandi's action by inviting his family also. This tit for tat approach creates a hostile home environment. Rather than escalating the problem, Reverend should have focused on resolving the matter through communication and boundary setting. So, guys, that was all about the highlights of Nandi and the Rev episode 9. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have got your own opinion, your own observation, your own perspective, your own whatever, you know what we do here. Don't hesitate. Kindly go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section box down below. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? There is nothing to wait for. So please, kindly do subscribe to join this beautiful family. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and also share. It's bye for now.